You don't need another year to pass you by. You don't need another excuse. Another promise you don't keep. Another version of you that almost tried. You've had enough of that. Because deep down, you know this truth. You're capable of more. You were built for more. And 2026 is not meant to look like 2025. This is comeback time. Not the loud kind. Not the fake motivation kind. But the quiet, dangerous kind. The kind where you disappear, rebuild, and come back unrecognizable. Let's be real. Last year tested you. Plans didn't work. Energy faded. Confidence took hits. You told yourself, next time, I'll do better. But time doesn't care about intentions. Only action. And a comeback doesn't start with hype. It starts with honesty. You have to admit where you fell short. Where you got lazy. Where you got distracted. Where you chose comfort over growth. No shame. No excuses. Just ownership. Because ownership is power. A soldier doesn't win battles by pretending the enemy isn't there. He studies the battlefield. And your battlefield is your daily habits. If 2025 didn't go the way you wanted, it's not because you're unlucky. It's because systems beat motivation every time. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your standards. So if you want 2026 to be your best year, your standards must change. Not next month. Not next week. Now. A comeback requires an identity shift. You don't say, I'll try to be disciplined. You say, I am disciplined. You don't say, I want to be focused. You remove distractions like your future depends on it. Because it does. Every great comeback story has the same pattern. Isolation. Sacrifice. Consistency. The world won't clap for you while you rebuild. Most people won't notice. Good. Because attention is expensive and focus is priceless. Lions don't announce their comeback. They train in silence. You don't need to tell people your plans for 2026. You need to show them the results. And results are built in boring moments. Early mornings when no one's watching. Late nights when quitting feels logical. Days when motivation is gone but discipline stays. That's where momentum is forged. You see, success doesn't arrive on January 1st. It shows up after you keep promises to yourself long after New Year motivation dies. Your comeback starts when you stop negotiating with weakness. That voice that says, you deserve rest. You can start tomorrow. Just this once. That voice has stolen years from people. You silence it with action. Because action builds confidence. Confidence builds momentum. Momentum builds identity. And identity decides your future. If you want 2026 to be different, your days must look different. The same inputs create the same life. You can't scroll your way into success. You can't sleep your way into greatness. Storms don't avoid you because you're tired. Life rewards the man who moves anyway. Think about fire. Fire doesn't grow by being protected. It grows by being fed. And your ambition needs fuel. Hard work. Structure. Relentless repetition. Not motivation quotes. Not waiting to feel ready. Ready is a myth. You move first. Confidence follows. The men who make real comebacks don't feel fearless. They move while afraid. Because fear doesn't disappear at the start of a new year. It disappears when you prove to yourself that you can be trusted. Trust is built by keeping small promises. Wake up on time. Train even when tired. Work when no one is checking. Small wins stack. And small wins change how you see yourself. You stop asking, can I do this? You start saying, I always show up. That's power. 2026 doesn't need you to be perfect. It needs you to be consistent. Consistency beats intensity. Every single time. You don't need a massive breakthrough. You need relentless execution. Because the storm you're walking through right now, it's not there to stop you. It's there to strip away the version of you that can't handle the next level. Pressure reveals potential. And if life is heavy, it's because you're being prepared for heavier responsibilities. Your comeback will demand sacrifices. Late nights out. Comfortable routines. People who don't understand your hunger. That's the cost. But the cost of staying the same is higher. Staying average hurts longer than discipline ever will. And here's the truth most people won't tell you. Your biggest enemy in 2026 won't be failure. It will be distraction, noise, comparison, easy dopamine. If you want to win, you must protect your mind. What you consume becomes who you are. Weak inputs create weak focus. Strong routines create strong men. Build your days like a warrior. Train your body. Sharpen your mind. Feed your purpose. Every single day. Not when it's convenient. When it's hard. Because that's when it matters most. A comeback is not about revenge on others. It's about proving something to yourself. That you don't quit when it gets uncomfortable. That you don't fold under pressure. That you can finish what you start. And once you prove that, everything changes. Your posture changes. Your energy changes. Your decisions change. You stop chasing validation. You start building value. And value attracts opportunities. But only if you stay consistent long enough. 2026 doesn't owe you anything. You earn it. One disciplined day at a time. So when January comes, don't make promises. Make systems. Don't chase motivation. Build habits. Don't talk about the comeback. Live it. And one day, you'll look back at this moment. The moment you decided to stop drifting. The moment you chose discomfort over regret. The moment you said, enough. That's when the comeback started. Not on a calendar, but in your mind. This is your year if you decide it is. No excuses. No delays. No half effort. Lock in. Because 2026 isn't about becoming someone new. It's about returning as who you were always meant to be. If this message lit a fire in you, then it's time to act. Drop this in the comments right now. 2026 is my comeback year. So that I know you stayed all the way till the end. And you will stay disciplined, stay focused, and make this year your strongest yet.